And I'm also, when it drops, I'm really excited to share with you guys how the step-by-step process and just some of the grueling shit we've had to deal with to get to this fucking point. It's just insane. And I hope everyone recognizes, like, damn, bro, they really did that. Look, they documented as much of it as they could. This is how they did it. And I hope people see that shit and they're like, yo, I want to fucking go get my own thing done. I want to go drop my own album. I want to go put up numbers on the board. Like, that's what I hope people really get from the movie. I want to be in movies the rest of my life. I do. And 3, 2, 1, set hike. Listen, before we begin, it's the Bearded Bandit checking in. Big handsome, young 25-year-old, big handsome. And it's so weird. I was just setting up this area and I was like, oh my God. It's literally been so long since we ran a formal podcast at the studio, at the warehouse. And I just got a little melancholy, man. Missed those days. It was fun. Just running it up. Just fucking keeping the train booming. It was a blast. Anyway, hey everybody. This is Conor Holway of the Golden Hours podcast. And listen, if you by chance get any sort of value from this episode, whether you laugh, cry, are entertained, or learn something, dude, just share it with a friend. And if by chance you don't have any friends, you shouldn't be, to the empty room here, to the empty room, listening to podcasts. Exactly. Now listen, I was going to run this episode 3 days ago. Unfortunately, some circumstances have gone down, and so I had to postpone it. You want me to tell you what the circumstances are? Sure, no problem. Because currently we're safe to talk about it. On Christmas Eve, I caught the COVID, baby. I caught the vid, man. That virus latched on to me, seeped into my veins, and was crawling through me like scarab beetles. But I said, no, not today, Covey. Not today, my boy. I pulverized it, beat it to a pulp. But unfortunately, 3 days ago, my father tested positive. And really scary, man. My dad's older, and we don't know a whole lot about the virus. So it's just watching really closely, just making sure nothing's going wrong. Currently, right now, everything is okay. Totally blessed. It could have been much worse. But yes, I caught the COVID on December 24th. That's when I tested positive. I think I caught it on the 19th. And literally 0 symptoms for the first 7 days. 0. That's kind of the crazy thing about the virus is people are out here carrying this shit around that literally have no indication of whether they have it or not, and there's just no way of telling. There's literally no way of telling except if you get a test. That's the crazy thing. So I had seen a bunch of people, because that's what we do. We go out, we hustle, right? I had seen a bunch of people that week, and a lot more people could have got it. I'm very blessed I didn't spread it to more people. Like, very, very blessed. Now, for those who haven't had the COVID yet, some people have, some people haven't. Let me just describe my symptoms a little bit. Now, again, first 7 days, nothing. 0. Then about on the 8th day, I started getting a shortness of breath. Like, my chest started feeling tight, started feeling a little fatigued. And then I just woke up with like very mild cold symptoms. Luckily on my fitness IG, I have a day-by-day breakdown of the symptoms. But I just started like getting these weird waves of breathing. I swear to God, it's like an alien virus where like I just started getting really out of breath out of nowhere, just sitting down like this. And mind you, obviously I'm doing endurance training right now, so it's really weird. I did train every day through it. And then out of nowhere, woke up one day, no smell, no taste. It's like a really weird feeling. Imagine right now you're at the crib listening to a podcast, you're eating some Tostitos and hummus, and then like you scoop your Tostitos into the hummus and you're about to eat it. You eat it, but then you're like, am I supposed to be tasting this hummus? It's so second nature, you don't even realize it. Those symptoms probably persisted for about 3 days. And then they subsided. Currently, right now, I'm in my 10th day of my quarantine. So I probably had the virus for like 2 weeks. Still zero smell. And Lexi, let's post the ridiculous video of me housing the onion. That was absurd. Anyway, with all that being said, I was going to record this in 2020. But because of the circumstances, we're pushing it to 2021. So this episode's going to be like first piece of content on the year. GDP. Entering year 4 or year 5. I would say year 4. Officially year 4. I filmed a wedding in 2016. Started Adderall Boy in late 2016. But officially full speed year 4. And in late 2019, I recorded an episode with Jack in Star South, KPT. And Lexi will play the clip. But there's text that says this is a document to myself. And so we can just run the clip real quick.
I'm not going to, again, Kev, we had talked about this before we ran, but I'm not going to speak too soon and just talk about it. But I'm going to get something done this year. And then when we run the episode in the year, I'll have a tangible product, God willing, that everyone stays healthy, that I'll be able to screen at this time next year. I don't know if we'll be in marketing mode yet for it. Because I have ideas for that, but I don't want to put that out there because it might take more time. But the product will be done this time next year.
And so in the clip, I say, it seems so long ago we were running at the warehouse, but I say I should have a product ready by this time next year. And so that's what 2020 was, man. That product was our movie. I thought about it for so long, just doing it, and then just kind of started executing this year. And I said, I'll have the product done. Product is not done, but I will have a rough cut in about 10 days. And so that was pretty much what 2020 was comprised of. Again, sticking to the basics, doing what we do best, step by step, day by day growth. I still have a problem with impatience. I always will. And this year, I'm probably going to even be more impatient because I want to get it this year. But it's weird. People think you can make these crazy massive gains in a year, which, listen, if you can, you should. But in my experience, it was just executing on the day-to-day basis, no matter how small or annoying the task was, just getting it done and moving the ball down the field. And now this year, I'm dropping my motherfucking movie. Yes, sir, I am. Tons of fucking work been going into this thing. And I want this movie to change the course of GDP in my life. I do. Real talk. I've always wanted to make a big project, and I'm making sure that it has all the elements of a great movie in it and a great experience, and I got to market it, and I want to put it all over the city. I want to put it in terms of marketing, I want to market in every single neighborhood in Boston. And right now, not practical to put this in theaters. Not practical at all because of the way things are going. But with that being said, I want to get 1 million views on it online, which is something I've never done. And I've been putting out videos for years, my boy. 1 million is a huge goal for me. I would love to get 1 million, and I'm going to have to just fucking drag my body through the dirt to get there. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but just know I'm going to will myself and hustle and hustle and hustle because that's the goal. Now, with that being said, it's the first piece of content in 2020. I'm going to just document where I'm at and where I'd like to be and what I'd like to get done in the next year. So we talked about the movie. I want to make the movie huge. I want GDP to be making consistent money this year. I do. Not just a project by project basis, how we make money now. I want to have consistent revenue coming in because I want to build the team up and I want to get more talented people on board. Jack and I have been, and I'm cool to not take any money from what we're doing, but I do want to build the team up and make this a much more efficient process. I want the podcast to be much larger in terms of reach in Boston. I want to drop the movie huge. And I want eyes all over the city on us. Now, for a long time, I was really nervous about telling people what I want because my goals are so big. I don't like sharing them with people. It's quite honestly the truth. People have been shitting on my dreams for years. It's kind of where my ego probably grew because for years, I've just been saying, fuck it, just keep going, fuck it, just keep going, fuck it, just keep going. And again, I'm 5 years deep on this now, right? Since the Coach Connie days, 5 years deep. And not even close to where I want to be. And you hit 25 years old and you have this thought like, yo, I'm 25. What? Damn. Is this how I imagined it? And then you think, this kind of is how I imagined it. I would like to be much bigger. I'd like way more attention on the brand. And I want to be I want to be in someone else's feature film this year. And I want to act more this year. And I want to be in movies this year. Those are some of my goals. And again, $1 million on the movie. Movie's going to be sick. So dope. So pumped to share it. And I'm also, when it drops, I'm really excited to share with you guys how the step-by-step process and just some of the grueling shit we've had to deal with to get it to this fucking point. It's just insane. And I hope everyone recognizes, damn, bro, they really did that. Look, they documented as much of it as they could. This is how they did it. And I hope people see that shit and they're like, yo, I want to fucking go get my own thing done. I want to go drop my own album. I want to go put up numbers on the board. That's what I hope people really get from the movie. I want to be in movies the rest of my life. I do. The way I'm producing right now, I got to figure out a way to produce faster because this takes too long. I got to find out a way how to make 3 to 4 of these movies a year. I got the skills to do it. I can definitely do it. Now, with that being said, I get nervous talking about my goals, man. I do. But I'm a fucking human. I'm very driven and ambitious, and I know there are other people out there like me that you just want more. I'm willing to make all the sacrifices to get more out of life, man. I am. I've shown it this far. I'm willing to make all the sacrifices. Sometimes I don't always know the sacrifices I have to make. I don't always have a linear plan. This is exactly how we're going to get there. This is exactly how I'm going to make $1 million. This is exactly how I'm going to buy a fat crib out in LA where I can have all my friends in and all my friends live with me and all my friends are helping me work on the team. I don't have an exact plan, but I have that shit written down and I'm going to get there eventually. I just hope my friends are patient enough, man. Honestly, that's the truth. I'm a good guy. I promise. In September, when the movie was about to go up in flames, I had a conversation. I talk about in one of the interviews where Lexi and Riley interviewed me. I had a conversation with the big G man. I said, listen, if you let us continue our movie, I'll be more open and honest with everybody about where I'm at, how we're growing, and how we're going to get there. Now, I got to stick to that, man. The G-man hooked it up. I got to stick to that. And one thing I have to do this year is have more fun. It's the truth, man. I got to enjoy this more. I do. Can't just be work. I'm at my best when I'm just feeling it and I'm slinging. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep that going. I got to keep that energy. I got to keep that vibe. Now, I hope that provided you a little bit of value. Sometimes these check-ins are really nice. A lot of people usually DM me on these yo, that helped me out a lot. I know what it's like to be grinding right now. And I know, the world's in turmoil, whatever. It's really tough to get this type of stuff done. Just got to go do it, man. Anyway, now here are a couple brand updates, all right? I got 3 for you. Number one, for those fitness enthusiasts out there, I'm quite the fitness enthusiast myself. I got a marathon in March. I'd like to do a triathlon this year. If career demands aren't through the roof and totally time consuming, I would definitely like to do a triathlon this year as well. And so a couple weeks back, because I've documented every Snapchat, I hit these dudes on Snap when I was running, these dudes, young kings and queens. And I said, listen, if I make a fitness cap, a nice dry fit, sweat wicking fitness cap, how many of you guys will rock it? And then my sales bubble started growing. I started feeling it a little bit. And then I got that mania back, that sales mania that all this started on. I love sales. I love selling shit. It's a rush. Snapchat blew up. 60 responses real quick. They said, dude, we will 100% get a hat. So I've been working on getting the right prototype for some time now, then the right fitness cap. So we started with the Featherlight cap. Hold up. Featherlight. Fresh. It's that bougie Nike that everybody likes. Fresh. GDP on the side. Derek the Deer right here. All dry fit, dry wicking material. And I said, yo, listen, I hit my printing guy. I got to sell these for a premium price point. I got to sell those joints for $45. Is that straight? Most people are like, yeah, that's a fresh bucket. I'll buy that for $45. And then some people said, dude, $45 is a little steep. So I said, you know what? You're right. Economic crisis, a lot going on. Whew. Enter the Captain America. Whoa. This is the dad cap. We're going to do a Derek here. GDP on the side. Now, this is much more fabric wicking. You can still work out in this. It's not going to have the same sweat like this, the sweat wicking material. But I love the build of this hat. It's impeccable. It's excellent. And I'm excited to get these too. So I did an exclusive order. So those hats are on the way. Yes, sir. Very small batch. I want to sell them all. I'm going to hand deliver them. COVID safe. Mind you, I won't be contagious for like the next 2 months if science is right. So I'm cool to go out there, balls to the wall, flipping them. Now that's the first piece of information. The GDP fit caps are on the way. Second, movie update. I'm going to have the rough cut again in 8 days. We're taking our time with this. In my mind, I would like to have everything ready late March. Could be April, could be May. Do not know. Do not want to lie to you guys. I don't foresee it being past May. But who knows? Maybe I'll get struck by lightning or something. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. You're a great guy. Thanks, man. Okay. That's the second. Third piece, I got some GDP accessories coming in. I did just battle the COVID, so I said, hey, man, let's go make some masks. Jack hooked it up, made a fresh batch of cotton masks. Those are on the way. And I got a classical GDP accessory ready. Now, this year, I want to apply as much pressure as I can, constantly producing, constantly putting stuff out. I got some ideas for some cool projects after the movie I really want to do. But I want to be in someone else's movie for sure. Definitely going to be in more movies this year. And ready to just get after it, man. Day by day, every day, all love. This is the 2020 check-in. I have COVID. I'm stuck in my mom's condo. I want to go seize the world. I got big goals. And, you know, I'm going to look back on this in 10 years and I'm going to have millions of bucks in my account. And I'm going to say, damn, dude. Remember when you were grinding? You're 5 years deep and you're still sending it? That's why I like these. And I'm going to share one more piece of information for you. So, I like growing the podcast. I do like interviewing people. I love entertaining people. But Sometimes it can get monotonous. And unfortunately, we had a guest on the show some time back who recently passed away. His family reached out to me. His family said, hey, I just want to let you know that my dad wasn't the most camera-friendly guy. He wasn't always posting pictures. So the interview you did with him is the only piece of tangible content that actually shows his personality over the years. And, my kids, grandkids, generations of our family will be able to watch this interview and enjoy it and cherish my dad. And I said, that's like the most special shit ever. I never thought about it that way. It's crazy. The internet's going to be around forever, My grandkids going to look back and they're like, damn, my granddad was a swag dude, self-made, built it himself. Dude's a G. And listen, if you're watching this, you better get off your ass and go hustle, all right? Got no handouts out here, man. But that interaction I had with that dude provided a good reassurance that this podcast is serving for a lot. And so that was really special. Nonetheless, man, let's have an awesome year. I'm excited to build up all the fitness shit. Everyone says 2020 was terrible. 2020 was shitty for most. But nonetheless, let's get after it. It's all love. All right, my man. There's a lot of just awkward pauses there. I hope that doesn't fuck up your listening experience. Lexi, you kick ass. Bix, I love you, man. Let's go snap. All love.